Hello, everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm just going to run a poll here to see if you guys can all hear me as students are trickling in. Please do let me know. Okay, so far, yes. Okay, perfect. So great to see everyone here. My name is Yana. I'm the Student Recruitment Advisor for students living in Latin America as well as the Caribbean. We also have here my colleague Carly on the chat. So if you have any questions as I'm going through the presentation, please drop them in the chat and she will be very happy to answer them for you. Additionally, I will probably leave some time at the end to answer questions as well. So you'll have both opportunities to get your questions answered. All right, but I will begin here. Like I said, my name is Yana. Not only do I now work with the University of Calgary, I was a past student here at the University of Calgary. I have 2 degrees from UCalgary. One is in political science and the other one is in education. So I spent 6 years of my life as a student here. So I will definitely talk a little bit about my personal experience, but that's also something I can take into consideration when answering everyone's questions. All right, so before we jump into UCalgary itself, I'm just briefly going to talk about why you might want to choose Canada as your place to study. So Canada has been ranked as having the #1 quality of life in the world. This is because we are a very safe, friendly, and stable country, economically and politically. A great thing about being an international student here in Canada is that during your studies, you can actually work up to 20 hours a week, so to help maybe pay for your education. Additionally, once you graduate, you are going to be eligible for up to a 3-year work permit. For those of you maybe considering staying a little longer in Canada post-studies, this is a great way to do so. So Calgary is located in the province of Alberta, highlighted here in yellow. We're closer to the west side of the country, about a 2-hour drive from a 2-hour flight from Vancouver and about a 12-hour drive from Vancouver. When we're talking about flights, Canada is relatively easy to get everywhere from. It's about 2 to 4 hours to get to other major cities here from Calgary. What makes Alberta unique is #1, we're home to 5 national parks. So we're surrounded by nature here. If you're someone who is outdoorsy, maybe you like hiking or skiing or canoeing, this is definitely a place to be. There's so much to discover in the mountains and the fresh air. It's really incredible. Another great thing about Alberta is we do not have a provincial sales tax. This makes goods here a little cheaper compared to other provinces in Canada. So for example, if you were to buy a pair of shoes in Vancouver and buy the exact same pair of shoes here, it would cost you less here. Then, of course, we have our wonderful, beautiful city of Calgary, where the University of Calgary is located. This is a downtown shot. So the university is only about 10 to 15 minutes by train from downtown. So the city is very accessible. It is a large city with all the big city amenities. We have fantastic restaurants from all different cultures. There's always events happening, festivals, concerts, sport games. Just like with the national parks, we also live a really active life within the city. We have a lot of pathways bike pathways that you can use all around, so to stay active. We also have 333 days of sunlight per year. This is very unique to Calgary, but it's fantastic even on those colder winter days. You'll have the sunlight available so you can get outside and still get active. We have been rated as the 5th most livable city in the world. We're a very clean city, so fantastic place to live, very multicultural as well. In terms of work, there's a lot of new businesses opening their doors here, a lot of new tech startups, and we have the highest concentration of tech workers in Canada. This is fantastic for current students as well as future students when it comes to what kind of jobs you can get, what kind of internships and co-ops you can take part in. So a great place to work and a great place to live. Here's a little more about the University of Calgary. We have about 28,000 undergraduate students studying here, and 10% of them are international students from all around the world. Again, a lot of diversity here. We're number 6 top research university in Canada. There's research happening in pretty much all faculties around the university. And the great thing is that you, as an future undergraduate student, can actually take part in a lot of this research. You pretty much just have to find a professor that is researching something that you are interested in, and you can potentially be a part of that research. We also do have a 94 graduate employment rate. So this is good news for when you are finished your degree and you're going to go out in the workplace and find a job. It seems like a lot, or well more than most University of Calgary graduates are finding work. All right, this is an aerial view of the main campus. So if you're going to come to the University of Calgary, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time. It is a park-like campus. It's large, but it's really walkable. We do have underground tunnels as well as above-ground tunnels that connect the majority of our buildings. This means that you can get from residence to pretty much all your classes without really stepping outside at all, which is great for the cold winter months, as well as if it's raining or even if it's hot. We did have a really hot summer this year, so sometimes it's nice to walk through the buildings in an air-conditioned space. I will point out in the back, we have the Olympic Oval. The Olympic Oval is here from the 1988 Olympics. It houses the fastest ice on Earth. And what that means is a lot of ice skating records have actually been broken on that ice. And you as a student are able to go there and go ice skating. So it's a fantastic place. Again, a lot of activities to be done near or in the university. Before I jump into speaking about academics, I do want to touch on what your student experience could be like outside of the classes. So we have a lot of things going on. There's always events in and around campus for you to join. For example, one of my favorite things is when they would bring in puppies for exam week for pet therapy. So during that stressful exam week, students got to go and play and cuddle with dogs and puppies. And it's a great way to really de-stress and have fun with animals. We also love to join to cheer on sporting games here. We have the team, the DINOS, that represent us in all of these sports that you see. And one of the funnest things is to go watch them play. For example, we annually have a game called the Crochelle Classic, and you can go cheer on the hockey team. It's super fun. So many thousands of students come out, and it's a really great time. You can also go watch basketball games, football games, and anything you see listed, you can actually go and cheer on the team. Something to mention here is that if you are interested in joining a team at a higher varsity level and you do play already at a very competitive level, please go to godinos.com and you can contact the coaches directly if you're interested. If you're like me and you do not play sports at a very competitive level, you can still most definitely stay active at the University of Calgary. Like I mentioned, we do have the Olympic-sized skating rink that you have access to. We also have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The one thing I will point out is we also have something that's called the Outdoor Center. And the outdoor center houses a lot of equipment that you can rent. For example, if you want to go out skiing in the mountains, you can go to the outdoor center and rent your skis. It's super affordable for students. All of that, you guys will get discounts. So it's a great place to get any equipment that you may need for summer or winter sports. Additionally, we have about 50 intramural sports available for you to join. So if there's a sport that you want to keep playing, that you have a passion for, you can meet other individuals who also love that sport and play together. A great way to stay active in the community at the university is living on campus. It's not required, but it's something I definitely recommend to all of the first-year students. I think it's a great way to meet friends. It's also really close to all your classes, so you can sleep in a little later. Particularly for international students, it does make that move to a brand new country a lot easier. You know exactly where you're going to live, as well as what you're going to eat daily. So when you do live on campus as a first year, you are required to get a meal plan, and you can decide between a 5 or a 7-day meal plan. Most international students will opt for the 7-day. And when you get that, you get pretty much a card that you can swipe as many times as you want per day. You can go in, get your food right before classes. I think we took a look at how many times students usually go in, and on average, daily, students will swipe their card 6 times. So you can probably just go in, grab a snack, and go on your way to class and do that about 6 times. Another great way to get involved on campus is to join one of our 300 plus clubs. We have so many clubs available here for you. So whatever you're interested in, I'm sure you'll find it here at the university. We have cultural clubs. For example, we have the Latin Student Association. I myself was part of the Ukrainian club. And it's a great way to meet individuals of the same culture. You are also free to join other cultural clubs. We also have sport clubs. We have hobby clubs such as K-pop or ping pong. And also, last but not least, we have academic clubs. If you actually want to get more into your academics, for example, there's Women in Engineers Club and specific clubs in business. Another thing you can do to really make your experience in university not only fun, but very valuable to you is participate in some of our work integrated learning. We have internships as well as co-ops available for students in sciences, engineering, arts, and business. Additionally, we have practicums in nursing and education and kinesiology that you can take part in. This is a great way to get some real-life work experience while you're still a student at the university. You can work for companies such as Amazon, as well as Suncor, and really discover what you're interested in and maybe where do you want to work. Internships and co-ops are also paid, so it's a fantastic way to also earn that some money while getting experience, getting a fantastic reference letter as well. As you're going through your university, let's say you're applying for a co-op or an internship, you might run into some challenges. It's only normal. So for example, you could go to career services to get help with a cover letter or a resume. They also do mock interviews for you to help you on your first big interview that you may have. Additionally, you could check out the Success Center. They can help you with writing your first university essay. Or they can match you with a student in a class that you are struggling with that can help you succeed. We also have a lot of wellness services available here on campus. There is a doctor's clinic, we have a dental clinic, we have a pharmacy. So anything you may need is only about 10 minutes away from residence. These are not all the services. You know, there's quite a few services available for any needs that you may have. I know moving away to a brand new country, there might be a little bit of fear if anything goes wrong, but we are always here to help you and to guide you through your university experience. The one service you're going to be always using, I can bet, is the International Student Services. They are the first stop for anything visa and study permit related. They also organize a lot of trips that really try to get the international student community together. For example, they will host a Banff trip. So Banff is a national park, just an hour and a half outside of Calgary. And they will organize it. They'll get a bus, and you can meet all other international students that sign up and make friends that way. Additionally, they have the mentorship program. as part of this program, it's where you as an international student will be matched up with a Canadian student that can kind of give you a little more information about Calgary, what their experience is like, and just to connect, that you have that initial friend even before coming to the city. Okay, so before I jump into the faculties, I'm just going to run a poll to see what everyone is interested in. So please let me know what faculty, what major you are interested in studying. Okay, some Schulich School of Engineering, Haskins School of Business. That's awesome. Just leave it on here for a few more seconds. Faculty of Science. And also, if you're not unsure, there is a section that's called Totally Unsure, so feel free to cast your vote in that section as well. Okay, Arts/Fine Arts, good to hear. A lot of Schulich School of Engineering. Well, I'm not surprised there. All right, so I'm just going to end the poll. Thank you, everyone, for voting. It's really good to get an idea what everyone is interested in studying. So we do offer 8 undergraduate faculties that you can enter right out of high school. So we have the Faculty of Arts, the Faculty of Science, the Faculty of Kinesiology, and the Faculty of Nursing. Additionally, we have the Haskins School of Business, the Schulich School of Engineering, the Workland School of Education, and the Cummings School of Medicine. I will briefly speak about each area. I won't go super into detail, but if you do have any specific questions, you can either ask Carly in the chat or you can email me later as well. So in arts, we have quite a few majors that you could choose from, anything from languages such as French to art history to psychology to law and society. So there's a lot of options you can consider later on in your studies if you want to maybe do a minor and things like that. I will speak on that a little later as well, but lots to choose from. Haskins School of Business, these are the concentrations the students can go into. Again, a lot of choice depending on what you are interested in and what your future career goals are. Faculty of Science, again, lots of things. For the Cummings School of Medicine, these are the 2 programs that are available at the undergraduate level. So we have the Bachelor of Community Rehabilitation as well as the Bachelor of Health Sciences. So here in Canada, in order, for example, to become a doctor, students cannot go into medical school straight out of high school. So that's something to keep in mind. Additionally, in the case of University of Calgary, our doctor's program does not accept international students. But if you are interested in, let's say, medicine, but not necessarily to become a doctor, these 2 options are really great to look into. Okay, we have the Workland School of Education. Anything from primary to secondary education is available here. And the Schulich School of Engineering. I can never pronounce that. But these are the majors available at the Schulich School. First year is always a common year for your engineering students. And then in your second year, that's when you will go into your specific major. But it's a great way to meet other engineering students in that first year and also to really find out if the specific major you're interested in is the one for you. So you'll have a year to kind of learn about all the majors and see where you really want to end up. Okay. Like I mentioned before, you can also actually customize your degree. You can add minors. Students can add up to, I would say, 2 minors for their program. Additionally, you can do a combined degree option. This is where you complete 2 degrees, but it will take you about 5 years. This is a fantastic choice if, for example, you have 2 interests that you want to pursue, or there's you have an interest versus a specific, like a major that you want to work in. So if you want to be in marketing, you can do a marketing degree, but maybe you're like really passionate about history, you can do a double degree in marketing and history. Applying to the University of Calgary is very, very simple. It is all done through our website. So there is no common apps here. You will just go to our website and it's going to be $145 to apply. When you do apply, you are eligible to apply for 2 programs. So your first choice as well as your second choice. I would, when you are applying, really look at the admissions averages, competitive admissions average when you're applying, and see if your first choice can have the higher average and your second choice can really fit the average that you currently have in your studies. That way, maybe if you don't get into your first choice, you can still get into your second choice. Applications are going to be opening really soon here in a couple of days on Friday, October 1st. So really soon. And I always do recommend the students apply as soon as they can. We have a rolling on admissions evaluation, which pretty much means as you apply and submit your documents, that's when we take a look at them. As more students apply and get acceptance letters, which can come as soon as maybe November and probably December, some programs, especially the ultra competitive programs or the really popular programs, can begin to fill up. So apply as soon as you can. Also, as an international student, consider that once you do get accepted, you still do need to apply for the visa and the study permit. So give yourself some time to be able to do all those things. So when we're evaluating you for the University of Calgary, we're generally always just going to look at your high school marks, so your grade 11 and grade 12 marks. The only exceptions are for health sciences. They will need a supplementary essay. Dance and music are looking for an audition, which can now be done probably over Zoom or just online that's available to you. And visual studies require a portfolio. Other than that, we're just going to be looking at grades, and I will show you some examples of what that means. All students will also need to demonstrate English language proficiency. Ooh. I'm sorry about that. I think I'm missing that slide. But for English language proficiency, there's multiple ways that you can demonstrate it. You can take one of the many tests available. For example, we take CELTA, we take IELTS, we also take Duolingo. Only education and nursing do not take Duolingo, but it's great for any other faculty. Additionally, if you've studied in a high school that has been for 3 years or more and your studies have been in English, then that would count as your English language proficiency as well. Okay, so otherwise we're going to be looking at grades. This is an example for engineering. Across the board, we're always looking for 5 grades that are going to be at the year 12 level, so the grade 12 level. You'll see English throughout, so we're always going to be looking for an English, but for engineering, we're also going to look for a math or pre-calc, calculus, chemistry, and then either physics or biology. So those are the 5 classes that we're going to be looking for you to present when you apply to engineering. The estimated competitive average is in the mid-80s for engineering, and this is out of the 100 system that we use here. Another example is the Bachelor of Arts in Economics. So it's not as specific. It's a little less strict in what courses you need to present. But again, it's going to be 5 courses. We have English, mathematics, or pre-calculus, and 3 approved courses. So the approved courses can be a variety of things. For example, a history course, maybe a language course such as Spanish. Sometimes you can present with a fine arts course. If you're strong in sciences, you can use your sciences average. Whatever works. If you have multiple courses that fit into that section that we look at, we will always take your 3 highest courses to help boost your GPA or your percentage. So in this case, for economics, we're looking for about a high 70s out of 100. And the average is going to vary by the program, and the 5 course requirements will vary by each program as well. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're missing a course, there are some options for you. For example, if you don't have a math or you're missing a few courses, you can maybe take an AP exam. If you have already taken an SAT subject test, you can present that. I know those have been discontinued this year. Another great thing you can do is take an online high school course from a recognized curriculum. We have some here available at our continued education, as well as there are some in Ontario curriculum. So those are some options if you are missing a course or a few courses. Please do keep in mind the courses must be completed before the course can be used for admission calculation, because we do need to take a look at that grade. If you're applying as a high school student right now and you have not completed high school, which is completely normal, you are going to get a conditional offer admission. And what that means is that you still need to, number one, maintain that average you apply with, complete all the required courses, submit any documents that we are still asking for, and graduate from high school, of course. So, for example, if you're currently in grade 12 and you are applying and you don't graduate till, I guess, sometime in June, we initially will probably take a look at your grade 11 marks. Again, those are going to be in the 5 courses that are required for the program that you are applying to. So we'll look at your grade 11 marks and if you can get in with those. If you can, then we will do another evaluation later on around January to see if you can maybe get in with your first term grade 12 grades. So those are some options. And again, you do need to maintain that average that you have when you applied, whether it's from grade 11 or your first term. I know Brazilian students, excuse me, the schedule is a bit different. So some of you may have an advantage when you're applying since you end school a lot earlier. All right, so we have about $17+ million available for awards and scholarships to our students. When I'm speaking about awards, I like to break them up into 3 categories. So number one, we have the automatic admission awards. These are awards that you are automatically considered when you apply for admission and pay your application fee and submit your documents. So we take a look at your grades and it's just automatic. You don't have to do anything else. One example of this is the President's Admission Scholarship. So if you have 95% or higher, you get $5,000. And if you've done the AB diploma and you have a score of 35 or greater, you get $2,000. The next awards we have are known as the Prestige Awards. These are our higher value awards. They do require a separate application that you can do once you apply for admissions. This application is a bit longer. It usually has an essay component to it, and sometimes you might need a reference letter. Something to keep in mind about Prestige Awards is the deadline to apply to them is December 1st. So it's quite an early deadline. So this is something to really keep track of. I usually recommend the students just do it as soon as they apply to the university and get access to the application so you don't miss out. You do not have to wait to be accepted to the university to apply to our awards. So keep that in mind. For Prestige Awards, these are just some examples. They can go up to about $20,000, and some scholarships are renewable or some are non-renewable. And for some engineering scholarships, as you can see here, those can go up to $24,000, and they are renewable for up to 3 years. Another section of awards we have are the high school entrance awards. They do also have a separate application. This application is a lot shorter. It's a lot of yes or no's, multiple choice, and it will only take you about 15 to 20 minutes. The deadline for this awards are March 1st, but again, apply as early as you can. The money in this section for the high school awards goes anywhere between $500 to $10,000, and there's a lot of scholarships in this category. Here's an awards overview and when you would probably hear if you have been notified if you have gotten an award, as well as the days that you need to apply by. Again, remember the December 1st date, because when I was a student applying to the University of Calgary, I didn't realize the Prestige Awards even existed, and I didn't get accepted till about February, so I missed out on applying to them. And at this point, I'll never know if I would have gotten any, but I highly, highly recommend you don't be like me and you apply to the Prestige Awards. And you apply to them on your student center. That's something that will appear once you have applied to the university. Okay, while we're on the topic of money and finances, this is around how much your first year in university would cost you. Keep in mind, this is including a residence room, as well as the 7-day meal plan, the all-you-can-eat 7-day meal plan. And something else to notice is that different faculties are cost different amounts. So the tuition varies. For example, there is a tuition difference between the Schulich School of Engineering compared to the Haskins School of Business, compared to all the other faculties, such as the Faculty of Science and the Faculty of Arts. Additionally, we have the living expenses spending money. That's just what we estimate you may need. So those are the extra money you should bring for hobbies, maybe to go out to a restaurant once in a while or go to the mountains. And we think about $1,000 to $4,000, but that is up to the student themselves. So overall, you're looking at about $33,000 to $49,000 in Canadian currency and about $25,000 to $36,000 in American currency. Of course, it's not cheap, but it is reasonably priced and very actually affordable when you compare it to other institutions, particularly those in the United States. Right. So this is an overview of the applications process. So the number one step is to definitely figure out what you're interested in studying, what program you want to do. For example, if you're interested in business, see if there's a concentration you want to go into and read more about it. What careers can you get out of it? All of that. So a little background research. Then you can apply on October 1st. It's really soon coming up here. So apply, pay the application fee. You have until March 15th to upload all of your documents, unofficial documents. Again, December 1st for the Prestige Awards deadline and the March 1st for the High School Awards deadline. Throughout this process, once you do get access to your student center, which I think you'll get access about 24 hours after you apply. Please do log into it once in a while and see if there's anything outstanding in your to-do list. So any documents that you still may need to submit. I really do highly recommend you check it just once in a while to make sure everything is good to go. You can submit your residence application until May 1st, and you're going to be guaranteed residence. And you can also accept your offer and come to the university by May 1st. Again, consider that you have to apply for your visa still. So I would recommend, again, accepting your offer on the sooner side rather than the later side. Okay. So this is today's webinar, but I want to grab your attention for some other webinars that some other great individuals are doing at our university. For example, we have tips for applying for UCalgary Awards that is happening on October 26th. So if you want more information about applying to our scholarships and awards, please check it out. It is for national as well as international students. We also have Ask a UCalgary Student webinar that is held every second Friday at 2 p.m. Calgary time. This is a fantastic opportunity for you to talk to a real current UCalgary student and find out what their life is like. I'll show you a quick video. Oh, I forgot to show you a quick video here, but I would highly send you to this webinar, speak to a Calgary student, see what their experience is like. It's a fantastic thing to check out. You can use this QR code as well. It will link you to my mailing list. So if you're actually interested in applying to the University of Calgary, I highly recommend you sign up. It will help me keep track of your application, if there's anything going on, as well as it will help you keep on those deadlines that are creeping in, especially those scholarships deadlines. So I do highly recommend you sign up for it, and it will help you in your application process. Finally, this is me. This is how you can reach me. My email is latinamerica.recruiter@ucalgary.ca. Feel free to email me with any of your questions. You can also book a one-on-one meeting with me digitally if you want to meet face-to-face over the computer and talk about your particular case, maybe talk about a program that you may be interested in, and I can advise you how you can get accepted to the University of Calgary, hopefully. And of course, follow the University of Calgary on Facebook, Instagram. We have a YouTube channel where you can check out a tour of UCalgary. You can also message me on WhatsApp. And yeah, there's lots of opportunities to stay connected with us and to learn more about the university before you make a decision. This Saturday, actually, we also have our open house that you're more than welcome to attend. It's for students, counselors, parents, and everyone. It's an opportunity for you to also talk to faculty staff if maybe you want to talk to someone in engineering or in business. So a great opportunity to do so. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Calgary time on Saturday. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, I'm going to go to the chat. Hopefully I think Carly has been fantastic at answering everyone's questions, but if there's any more, I would love to go right in right now and answer them. Okay, so share my favorite part of UCalgary. Oh, there's so much. I think I love how connected it is to the city. So when you use the C train, it's really easy to go from UCalgary to downtown. Additionally, it's a very green-like space. So there's plenty of spaces outside in the summer to study, to hang out with friends. But also when it's winter and you want to be inside, we, for example, have something called the atrium, and there it's pretty much always summer. There's trees and flowers there. It's a great study space. Another thing I personally love about UCalgary is how diverse it is. So I'm talking about international students, but not just international students. For example, in Calgary itself, in Canada overall, there's a lot of immigrants. I'm an immigrant myself from Ukraine. So it's a great way to meet other individuals from so many countries. So you'll see the diversity in clubs, the food, the sports people play. So I feel like no matter where you are coming from, you'll feel a part of a community here because you'll meet like-minded people everywhere, but also just so much diversity. It's a really fun place to be. Oh, okay, so I have a question about the difference between the psychology from Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science. All right, so one thing to note that they do have different requirements to go in. And this is because the courses within the programs are a bit, they're varied. So when you're in the Bachelor of Arts Psychology, you're just generally going to be taking more humanities classes. So those are the classes, for example, you're not going to be looking maybe at the brain itself, but you're going to look at social situations that people interact with. And in science psychology, you're looking at having more math classes, more science classes, like maybe actually looking at hormones. I know students who take statistics in that one, so things like that. So the classes will vary, but when you graduate from either the program, you can still go and get your master's in psychology. So it's more what you're interested in as well as where your skill sets lie. What are the advantages of applying early? So the advantages are that number one, you have more time to get all your documents. Number two, we take a look at your documents earlier since you've applied earlier, and we can accept you earlier as well. So you can accept earlier and all of that. Your process is easier. You're not behind on deadlines. Additionally, again, if programs are very competitive or very popular, they can tend to fill up. So we can never guarantee that program will completely be open. So the earlier you apply, the more you can guarantee that you will get into that program that you really want to get in. What should I do if I want to study there? I'm from Mexico. So you can come here from Mexico. It depends what you're interested in. So we're just going to be looking at your high school grades as well as potentially that English language proficiency for all students. So unless you went to an all English school, you might have to do English tests such as an IELTS or a CELTA or a Duolingo. Beyond that, admission will just vary on the program that you want to go into. Is there any more questions? Yeah, like Carly said, our admission is heavily based on academics. That's primarily what we're going to be looking for. So you don't require things like the SATs to come to the University of Calgary. So it's just going to be those grades at the grade 11 as well as the grade 12 level as well. And again, you have to graduate from a high school, sorry. And we are going to be looking for grade 12 level courses. So that's something to keep in mind. I do know some countries that only go up to grade 11, and you will need to do some extra education potentially to get into the University of Calgary if your schooling is only till grade 11. All right. I think there's, one more question. Oh, Carly got that one. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much for joining me. If you do have outstanding questions or if more questions come up, feel free. Oh, two more questions. I was going to say feel free to email me, but I'll take the chance to do it now. All right. Would you consider Bachelor of Science in Psychology a popular decision? I don't know. I don't know if we keep stats. I know in general I had so many students ask about psychology. I don't know what they end up picking overall. Science seems they have a few more requirements. So if you have those courses they require, such as math, I believe, and I think some of the sciences, then go that way. I would generally not base your decision for psychology based on what other students are doing. Honestly, think about what are you interested in. Are you interested in the more scientific psychology aspects of the human body? Because you'll do so much better in the program that you have a passion for. And at the end of the day, to be a psychologist, of course, you do have to go get a master's in psychology. So the bachelor is just that step one, and either options will get you to step two. But it is a great one to do if you're interested in that science, how the brain works specifically, what chemicals are in the brain and the body. It's a great program to go into. But I don't discount the Bachelor of Arts either. I think both are fantastic programs. What should I do if I want to I want medical school? All right, so here in Canada, in Calgary, we don't accept international students to medical school. But the first step for any student, whether you are international or national, is to get a bachelor's degree. So there are probably some schools that do accept international students into their medical program. But step one is still to get that bachelor's. After that, you still have to also do the MCAT. It's a test. And then apply to medical school. And something to keep in mind, it is very competitive to apply to medical school. But it's a multi-year process. If I study in IB school, do I have to submit the ELP test? It depends what you got on your English, in your English classes. I forget the grades. I believe it's a 5 or a 6. I'll see if Carly can check for us what the actual grades are. But if you have the class with a specific grade, that can count as your ELP requirement. Is it necessary to send the ENEM for Brazilian students? This year, it's 100% not necessary to send that in. I think it has varied by years, but for sure, I already checked for one student this year, and you don't have to submit that. What are some other questions? Let me just check with Carly. If you're meeting, study in IB school, and if you have more questions, feel free. Okay, Carly has the answer. To meet English language proficiency with IB, you will need either a 5 or higher in higher level or standard level in English A, or a grade 6 or higher in a higher level English B. Thank you so much, Carly, for getting that information. So is October 1st a deadline to submit our applications? Should I hurry? No, applications open on October 1st. I'm sorry if I said anything confusing. Definitely it opens on October 1st. You do have till March 1st. But again, apply early. It will give you that early advantage, as well as you'll have time if you have any more questions that come up and things like that. So nope, applications will just open. You have so much time. Can I send the information in parts to apply? For example, first upload my personal information and after send my TOEFL test. Yes, you can. So you don't have to have all your information available right away. Keep in mind, though, that we will have to wait for that TOEFL test to take a look at your application and evaluate you. So we will have to wait for grades as well as the English language proficiency before we can evaluate your application. But you are more than welcome to apply first and then upload your documents as they become available to you. Okay. What would be best engineering scholarships for international students? I think there's a few scholarships available for international students from engineering. The two that I know are available for sure, the community one as well as the academic one, that's $24,000 and it is renewable. They are competitive scholarships, so keep that in mind, but I would still highly recommend you apply. I would still highly recommend you apply to those. Beyond that, all those high school awards as well as entrance awards, you as an engineer student can apply to as well. Yeah. So there's a few. I think if you go to our awards website, if you Google UCalgary/awards, there's more information, but you can apply to all the international scholarships. Plus, there's some more for our engineering students as well. Let me know if there's any more questions. I'm just making sure. Let me know. I'll give it a few minutes. You're welcome. Our academic scholarships based on scores and grades only. So a lot of our scholarships are just based on your academics. There are going to be some that will take into consider the extracurriculars. In the high school award sections, there's a few that consider extracurriculars. And for the engineering one, the community one, they also look at the extracurriculars that you have done in your community for that specific scholarship. But I will generally say a lot of them do take a look at your academics as the primary thing. Yeah, we got both questions like that. Are the academics, but they're not only based on grades. Keep that in mind. There are going to be some that are based on your extracurricular activities. Could you somehow share this presentation with us? I know I unfortunately cannot send the slides. I'll see what we can do with the video recording, but unfortunately at this moment, I cannot say if I'm able to share it or not, but we have some wonderful presentations that Carly's actually linking. Oh, she's so fast. That you can check out on the YouTube channel. And there's a lot of information that you can look at in our YouTube channel. Everything from just presentations to the campus tour to student experiences like a life in a student, where you can check out and follow one student and see what UCalgary's life is all like. Can I request international rewards after submitting my complete details to apply? Sorry, what do you mean by that? You're welcome. Award, like, do you want to apply to awards after? You do have to apply for admissions first, and after you have applied for admissions, you're able to apply for the awards and the internships. But no, you cannot first apply for awards, unfortunately. The first step is going to be to apply for admissions. Okay, you're welcome. Please let me know if there's any more questions. Yes, again, Carly just linked another way to get connected. Thank you, Carly. And it's a great thing to sign up for. Honestly, I'll keep you on track, and it keeps me having track of your application. So please do sign up. You're welcome. Okay. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for showing up. I do truly appreciate your time. I hope you learned something new about the University of Calgary. I hope you do really consider us. I studied here. So did Carly, actually. Both me and Carly have studied here. It's a fantastic place to be, fantastic place to get your degree. If you do have any more questions, don't hesitate to email me at latinamerica.recruiter@ucalgary.ca. Again, thank you, everyone, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. See you later, everyone. Oh, yes. Yeah, I'll leave my information here for a few seconds for those of you who want to jot down the email and the link Carly posted to my mailing list. Hannah, what are the most popular courses in UCalgary? I think it varies. I have seen a lot of interest in engineering here as well as business. But again, psychology is a big one. I've seen over and over again. But I think it does vary. But those are the ones I'm going to say for right now. But I see interest in pretty much all the programs we have. Can I apply for more scholarships in the second year? Yeah, every year you can apply to scholarships and awards, and they're just going to be looking at your GPA of that year. So after your first year, you apply for awards, they take a look at your GPA first year. So keep that in mind, yeah. Yeah, and Carly just posted our continuing awards. This is where you can take a look. Thank you, Carly. Okay. Well, if there's not any more questions, I think we are gonna end the video and end this. But again, please never hesitate to reach out. I always get excited hearing from everyone and helping you on your journey to becoming a UCalgary Dino. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carly. You're always so helpful, Carly. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Bye-bye.